Having just traveled to 3 national parks, I wanted to answer the question, is it safe to travel to the national parks during COVID? And the answer is, well, it depends. You see, Amanda and I traveled out to Utah and went to Arches, Bryce, and Zion. So while we can't speak for every national park, from our experience and research, the national parks are extremely safe to travel to. However, there is one thing if you're considering going out to the parks that's a little iffy. We'll have to wait till the end of the video to figure out what that is. So here are my reasons why I think it is safe to travel to the national parks during COVID. Number 1, you're outside. Thankfully, the national parks are in the great outdoors, which means you don't have to be around a lot of people. A lot of us have been cramped up inside due to COVID, and we've just been itching to get outside and soak up some fresh air. Well, the national parks are a great excuse to do that. However, a lot of other people have had the same idea. National park attendance has skyrocketed since COVID, which leads me to my second point. Some of the parks have limited capacity right now. You'll have to check before you go, but a lot of the bigger parks right now have a reservation system where you have to book tickets months in advance, or during that day they have a cap of the number of people they'll let in the park. So make sure you go onto the National Park Service website, check to see if there's reservations or a cap at a certain point during the day. We were originally planning to go to Yosemite, and when we looked online, you had to book reservations 2 months in advance. And the same goes for wilderness permits and camping permits, so just make sure you look on the website to see what you'll need. Reason number 3, and this one is a love-hate. The parks have shut down some of the major hiking trails that are either too narrow or too popular. Reason being, if they're too narrow, you cause overcrowding, making the spread of COVID easier. If they're too popular, same sort of thing. Too many people on the trail, causing the spread to go quick. On our recent trip to Utah, we found out that some of the major hikes were closed, and while we were bummed, we also realized that's just the cost of getting to go in the first place. Number 4, masks are required in the visitor center and on park transportation. So while you're getting your maps, souvenirs, talking to a park ranger, everyone is required to wear masks. And when you jump on a shuttle, if the park has a shuttle, to go up to different hiking spots, everyone's required to wear a mask. In fact, in Zion, they even took out some of the seats on the bus so you're not sitting as close to people. So far, you can see the parks have taken great precautions to prevent the spread of COVID. This last point is the only one that I'd say is slightly concerning, and that is flights to the park. We booked through American Airlines and Delta. American Airlines did a great job of spacing us out on the plane, although I do have some other beef with American Airlines. When we planned our trip to California, we did not know wildfires were gonna spread throughout the state, so we called American Airlines, asked them to work with us to either refund our flight or rebook it, and they weren't willing to work with us at all. It's whatever, I'm obviously not still bitter about it. Delta, on the other hand, was willing to work with us. We redirected our flight, but Delta promised they wouldn't fill up the plane, and then they filled that thing to the brim. Not cool, Delta. So if flying freaks you out, the obvious alternative is you can road trip out to the parks, but you should know that the airlines are sanitizing everything on the plane when you get off, and they're spraying like some COVID killing spray, so we thought it was relatively safe. Overall, I think it's safe to travel to the national parks during COVID. In fact, I recommend it. Outdoor spaces are some of the only spaces to feel free in right now and soak up some fresh air. If you like this video, make sure you like it. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, please consider doing so. Hit that bell icon so you can receive a notification anytime I upload a new video, and leave a comment below if you're traveling to a park soon. Would love to hear where you're going. See you in the next one.